y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 6. Again, I'm going to give this disclaimer to y'all that my reviews is for fun. I'm trying to make y'all laugh. I'm not about to get into any serious debate about how much I hate somebody on this show. The show is toxic enough. I'm just trying to make it fun for y'all and myself. With that, let's get into the episode. So we're continuing with Neka versus Wendy. And Neka calls out Wendy for actually knowing her in-law because she was at her daughter's sipping seed. And it is kind of wild though. And I know a lot of y'all brought up to me in the comments from my last review that Candace was just asking Wendy how old Levy was. And Wendy was like, I don't know, that's my sister's friend. And I'm just like, well, I get that that's your sister's friend, but you also called her out on the mic as someone you want your daughter to emulate. I wouldn't give that honor to anyone I didn't consider a friend. So I think that's where Neka was coming from. I mean, I know y'all love Wendy, but come on now. Like, can we be objective just for a little bit? So the ladies are a little taken aback hearing that information because Wendy was really like, I don't know this chick that she's talking about. And that's how I came off to the ladies. And not just Giselle, who doesn't like Wendy, but also Candace, Ashley, Karen, etc. We cut to Ashley's confessional and she's just like, it's not like Wendy to not tell the truth. And I agree because I was like, most of the cast lied. I remember saying a few seasons ago that everyone on this cast lies with the exception of, I believe, Candace. I don't think she's ever really lied. And Wendy, but Wendy be lying. I mean, we saw that last season. And also, I just want to pose a question to y'all, like objectively again, because I like Wendy. I'm just saying that, is it so far-fetched to believe that Wendy, behind the scenes, didn't want Neka on the show? And maybe she didn't want Neka to use her name because she wanted to be the only Nigerian on the show. Like, do I believe that? No. But do I believe it's possible? Yes. Like, again, we don't know these people. We cut to Wendy's confessional and she's just playing down the head guard that she gave her sister's friend. She was like, well, honestly, I gave Giselle one. So if that's the case, okay. Oh my God, Wendy, really? A crack allegation? Like, that's your rebuttal? You are too smart for that. As Neka's talking about the sipping seed, Wendy's like, really? Were you there? Or were you in LA smoking crack? 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 Wow. And Wendy is so proud of herself for saying that. Like, she just falls back. Really, girl? Yeah, I would laugh too. Crack? Smoking crack. I mean, at least say coke. That's a little bit more believable. So the ladies basically just tabled this conversation. Karen does say that she doesn't want to see two beautiful Nigerian women going at it. But it looked like Wendy ain't budging at all. So then, they just go to dancing now. They go to the pool. So then we see Candace talking to Neka saying that, I just saw that you were kind of hurt. I'm just checking in. And I love that about Candace. Y'all heard that? I love that she checked in on her because just Candace being immediately on Wendy's side, like, I think that would be kind of foul, like, without even giving Neka a chance. So she tells her that I don't think it's worth being sour over this. And then Wendy pops up to Candace and says, Candace, I mean, you're my girl, but when it comes to you talking to her, please don't talk about me. I just don't understand, y'all. Like, help me understand, like, the vitriol she has for Neka, like, she should have that for Mia. I don't see how there's no resolve there, but she's willing to resolve with Mia of all people. That's what just blows my mind. But Candace tells Wendy, okay, I hear you. We cut to her confessional. She says she hears Wendy, but she's not about to change her stripes for nobody else's comfort. I feel that. I also don't want to hear the word shrine anymore on this show. So a little later on, they're all headed to dinner in separate cars. Neka is telling her side of the story to the ladies, and the car she's in with Giselle, Karen, and Ashley, she tells them that, she's open for a conversation, and I don't think she's lying. Like, I think her mom probably did call, up her family member. Giselle tells her that Wendy should apologize to her, I guess for the crack allegation, at least. Neka's saying the whole dismissal from Wendy is ridiculous. Meanwhile, in Wendy's car, she just doesn't fuck with Neka. Point blank, period. Candace tells her she thinks there's a place for them to see eye to eye. And Wendy's like, nah. She said, it's not salvageable. So again, we're gonna have another set of ladies that aren't talking to each other. And that's gonna be like what? The third or fourth set? Like, it's just crazy in this group. This is an ensemble cast. Could you imagine on Beverly Hills if Kyle just did not acknowledge Sutton, that they just didn't talk to each other at all, or didn't agree to move forward? Like, Candace doesn't talk to Giselle. Wendy doesn't talk to Giselle. Robyn and Candace aren't talking right now. So now Wendy and Neka aren't speaking to each other. It's just like, geez. So the ladies are seated at dinner, and the topic is just sex, sex, sex. Who swallows, who eats booty, their head habits. I'm glad this is what they got to do to talk to each other, but fast forward. I will say though, I thought it was funny how Robyn was just so excited to raise her hand. Hey, do what you gotta do to keep Juan, I guess. They still talking about swallowing? Ugh. I mean, I guess y'all can tell, spitters aren't quitters, let's just say that. So a little bit later, Neka's telling the ladies about her journey of trying to have a child. And I just hate how the cameraman just keeps zooming in on Wendy as Neka's talking. I mean, she does look a little bothered, but maybe that's just editing. I really hope by the reunion that Wendy and Neka can just settle their beef. I just don't think it's that deep. It's really not. Compared to what Giselle and Robyn did to her season 6, to Mia throwing a drink at her, like, this isn't comparable to what she's going through with Neka. So then the ladies leave dinner, and then Robyn invites them all to come up to her suite. So they're all chilling in Robyn's suite. I think Giselle and Karen make their exit, the older ladies. Everyone is really chummy right now, and Candace is very friendly with Robyn, even though Robyn is saying, she just said all this shit about me like a few weeks ago, and now she's in my face like this? To be honest, I am a little surprised to see Candace and Wendy kikiing with Robyn in her suite. Before Candace leaves though, she does tell Robyn that she would like to talk to her the next day. Robyn agrees, and then we cut to Candace's confessional, and she says she would like to make it right with Robyn because she always saw her as like a big sister to her. So next scene is the next day. We're in Ashley's suite where all the ladies are going to have brunch. A few of them get there before the other ladies. It's Robyn, Ashley, and Giselle. And Giselle mentions to Robyn she's sorry to leave her early last night, with people that's been talking about her, i.e. Wendy, Candace. And yet Robyn agrees, and she says she doesn't understand why Candace has all this smoke for her. So the rest of the ladies join, and Ashley's activity is she wants the ladies to paint their coochies. The other ladies are not here for that. So before they can even get into that activity, Karen then brings up to Robyn, the fact that she got the better rooms from Ashley because she knows what she's going through. She points out there's a whole section of the ladies that don't know what she's going through, and she's very selective, yet wants to know what the other ladies are going through. Now, I understand why Karen has all the smoke for Robyn. If you've been watching Potomac since season 1, they would all try to be in Karen's business, even though she didn't want to disclose it. With the tax debt, the whole pizza thing when they delivered that to her house, Robyn was involved in that. So yeah, Karen's gonna remember stuff like that because she's petty. I was talking to my friend and he had a point. The only person that really openly discloses what they're going through is Ashley. I think Ashley has been the only one that has been consistently open about what she's going through and doesn't mind talking about it. Robyn's rebuttal is what she's experiencing personally doesn't divide the group. I mean, I am curious why she didn't tell Candace that information about what happened between her and Juan. But Robyn says she speaks to the people that actually reach out to her. And then Candace is like, well, actually, I reached out to you via text message, and they show us 2 days after Juan lost his job. And then Robyn's like, are you serious? After you came at me? I guess Robyn feels like the audacity of Candace to reach out to her after she publicly bashed her about the whole Juan cheating thing. But again, they call her out for not disclosing about Juan, and Robyn's like, why the hell would I come to y'all? I didn't even tell my mom about this. I went through torture. Candace is like, well, 2 people can play at that game. So have I. So have I. And then Karen backs her up and says, well, Robyn, you need to be held accountable. You were hiding your truth. And then, Robyn, she's going to deflect. Okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Beat me up? I'm here. I'm here. Girl, sit down. It's chaos now because Robyn's standing up yelling in that ugly nightgown. I'm here. I'm here. Beat me up. We cut to Karen's confessional. She said what Robyn's doing just reminds me of those women at the polygamy camp. She's like, where's your bonnet? Where's your bonnet? Why does Karen pull a bonnet out off camera and puts it on? I got my bonnet. Oh, Lord. Keep Karen on this show, please. Karen is a clown. I also was laughing because I saw on Twitter someone was calling Robyn of Dixon. Karen, take that bonnet off. Take it off. Ask me anything about wine. Sit your ass down and get a bonnet. Shut up, Karen. Just stop. They're then talking about the paywall she had on her Patreon about telling the tea. I mean, look, on a reality show, you're supposed to be disclosing. And she definitely and intentionally hid it for obvious reasons. So she hid that information knowingly, like when she was trying to call out Karen and then they were coming for her about Juan. Like, not only did she lie, she then, waited till after the reunion to tell the tea and try to charge people for it. That should be grounds for demotion. I'm sorry. So then Wendy asked Robyn, okay, so how come we didn't see you talking to your homegirl about, oh, this is what's going on with me? Like, why she didn't want to show that on camera? So Robyn says the girl DM'd her and also DM'd Giselle. And then Giselle chimes in, just because y'all didn't see or hear me talk to Robyn doesn't mean it didn't happen. And then Karen yells, bullshit. I agree with Karen. They knew not to discuss that on camera because they wanted all the attention on the Candace drama. And poor Ashley, all she wanted to do was paint coochies, and this conversation has taken over everything. So then Candace asked Robyn, so there was a whole DM exchange. You didn't even want to read that? You didn't want to see what Juan was telling this woman? And Robyn said no. And then she points out, she actually says this out loud to the ladies on camera, that Juan deletes his messages like crazy, wipes out his phone. Girl, even her homegirl Giselle is like, but like I said, if Robyn wants to be a fool and an ostrich with her head in the sand, let her. I really think the only reason they're together at this point is to raise their boys together. And once they're grown, I just don't see them being together anymore. We cut to Giselle's confession, and at least she's going to try to defend her girl. She said there's a thing with Robyn, and it's called trust. She really trusts Juan. Now, am I going to do that? No, I'm going to look through his phone. Now, to Robyn's credit, she did answer the questions finally. But like I said, I think the viewers would have definitely appreciated last season if she brought that up, at least to Giselle, on camera. But they had this private conversation, and for them to just completely act like that wasn't happening, I just thought it was a little foul. And I also want to pose a question to y'all. Do y'all think that Candace has a right to be mad at Robyn? To be fair, Robyn was on Candace's side with the whole Chris thing. I think Robyn even told Giselle, okay, you're going a little bit too far now. I don't think I believe that. But I will say, on the other hand, it did look like Robyn was taking advantage that all eyes were on Candace and Chris's relationship. And no one was paying attention to what was going on between her and Juan. So maybe that's why Candace is mad at her? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Respectfully. So then it looks like a pin has been put in this discussion, and Ashley's pissed because they didn't get to paint coochie. So the next activity is going to be split between the ladies. So they all pick into a hat what activity they're going to do. It's either going to be boot shopping or the distillery. I definitely would have wanted to go to the distillery. So some time passed by, the ladies are dressed, and girl, Giselle, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Those boots you're wearing were not made for walking. They were made for the furnace. Burn them. Those boots are hideous, and then paired with that white tank and shorts, and then this long-ass beige shawl. Anyway, so the ladies going boot shopping are the Green-Eyed Bandits, Neka, and Ashley. Then the rest of the ladies, they're going to the distillery. So as they're riding to the different places, of course, we're talking about the discussion they had at brunch. In Robyn's car, she's saying that it's ridiculous, they coming at her like she did something to them. Well, I can see their frustration because it's not fair because everyone is expected to disclose on this show because y'all get paid for it. Secondly, my point I made about Karen. And then third, I think Candace, who was really getting the brunt of, the relationship drama last season when Robyn was hiding her business. Now, in the other card, Karen says that she thinks that's all the information she's going to get out of Robyn. And that from what she said, she loves that man. And yes, she does. Like, Robyn will never hold Juan accountable ever. Ever. So let her be stupid in her relationship in peace. So the ladies all go to their respective activities. We're with the group that goes to the distillery, and they are just not taking in this experience properly. They're asking for wine. They're asking for beer. I'm like, this is a whiskey distillery. That man is like, we have whiskey. They then try 150 proof whiskey. Yeah, my expression would be like Candace's. My tongue is numb. 150 proof? For perspective, just Google that and they'll tell you how crazy that is. We're with the other group boot shopping, and while they're doing that, the conversation is still about the other ladies being in Robyn's business. Giselle thinks they made it about them, but I think it's them holding Robyn accountable. I mean, they can't say everything by breaking the fourth wall, but it's like, look, if we have to disclose our business, you have to as well. And I think Robyn put effort into hiding her business. That's the issue. So then we're back with the other ladies. They're having lunch now. They're outside, and then this really scary crow just comes up near them. And then, they make a comment about it. And then Wendy says, my history with birds. Then we get, a flashback, season 5 of Monique's parrot or whatever. But then Mia out of nowhere tries to make a joke. That's not your mama, is it? I'm sorry. I laughed the first time. I mean, I know she was kidding, but yeah, the other lady's expressions, Mia is just so chaotic, and Wendy did not find that funny at all. She's like, don't do that. I think it was just the way Mia said, that's not your mama, is it? I guess to reference like her mom being a witch or some type of black magic. Lord, this show, it's just so offensive. But yeah, Wendy, that's who you want to be friends with, but can't settle with Neka. So now we're having the shrine conversation because Mia wants to know, really, what is Neka talking about when she's talking about giving people's names to shrines? So Wendy is saying it's in Catholicism. So I guess we're not talking about Nigerian culture anymore. I don't know. If it's religion, I definitely don't know what they're talking about. So then we get to Wendy being emotional, saying that, a woman of Christ being maligned with voodoo and witchcraft, it hurts. She's saying she don't play behind her mom, and she accuses Neka of attacking her, so that's why she don't want nothing to do with her. We then get a Candy Burris quote from Wendy, that's my mama. That's my mama. You can post, you can tweet, that's my mama. So then it looks like both the activities are done and the ladies are meeting for lunch. Side note, I love how production zoomed in on Giselle's boots. Yes, they know it's a travesty as well, and they knew we were going to talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna call out Wendy right now because I wanna know what the fuck is she wearing too. That's a Giselle level outfit. Cause Wendy, it's surprising cause she's usually on it, but this outfit she got on, it's a chop. Well, so it's nighttime now. I had to go to work, so now I'm finishing this review. Let's move on. Neka's at the table and she's talking about the wedding that she wants to redo. Child, the disdain on Wendy's face. What did this girl do to you? Please, y'all, look at it. It's crazy. Look at that face. Wendy is really bothered by this woman's existence. She's also talking about Nigerian culture, which Wendy, man, the boot in her mouth right now, or the trout mouth. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe Southern people, though. But yeah, she's talking about something where it's like a title. She compares it to a blue Twitter check. And that's when we go into who bought a Twitter check at the table, particularly Karen, who's either lying or she didn't know she was paying for Twitter Blue. I think it's the former. It is a funny moment though, because Karen is trying her best to pretend like she didn't know she paid for her blue check. So then Ashley tells the ladies that the next activity is chicken shit bingo. Of course, when Karen hears the word chicken, she thinks Dirty Bird. I could have sworn I've seen Karen eat chicken in the 8 seasons of Potomac I've watched. But hey, if she says she doesn't eat it, I guess we just gotta take her word until she's proven otherwise. So then the next topic at the table is Ashley's divorce. Yes, she is still getting divorced. As far as custody of the kids, she has them most of the time. We don't know when Ashley's getting a divorce. I mean, you see Kenya, it took her like, what, almost 3-4 years to get a divorce? It's finally finalized. So since we're on the topic of Michael Darby, Messy Mia decides to ask Candace how was the lawsuit with Michael. And you know, Candace doesn't hear her the first time. So then when Mia asks her again, isn't Michael suing you? And then we see the article, Michael Darby sues Candace for $2 million over gay oral sex claims. Look, I hope Candace can win that. But anywho, Candace refuses to speak about it. So then Robyn, she pipes up because she feels some type of way. Like, oh, so y'all want me to talk about stuff, but Candace, she gets to choose what she wants to talk about? Now, Candace's excuse, and I think she does have a point, it's an ongoing lawsuit, she doesn't want to talk about it. She actually brings up Robyn's, well, not Robyn's lawsuit, but Juan's lawsuit, because we see the flashback. She was asked at the reunion, can she say anything about what's going on with Juan? Now, I will say she did give some perspective about what was going on with the lawsuit, but Candace, she didn't say nothing at all about it. I forgot to mention, Candace says, let's be dense another day. Before she said she can't talk about it because it's a legal matter. So it looks like Candace is trying to say that when Robyn did speak about it at the reunion, it didn't help Juan's case, leading him to get fired. And then Wendy jumps in and says, well, it was a Title IX violation. So now Robyn's definitely on defense defending Juan, saying that, you know, the state is on his side, like he definitely didn't do anything wrong. I'm really surprised, Neka, isn't she a lawyer? She didn't have nothing to say about that? Oh, so Robyn's saying, in fact, Juan didn't commit a Title IX violation. Legal Eagles in the chat, help me out here. I mean, personally, I don't think Juan got fired because of his connection to the show or Robyn. I just think it was because of just hearing the details of the matter that he didn't act quick enough. Well, that argument dropped fast. Again, it's just really tense because not a lot of people at this table like each other, and it really sucks the fun out the show. As they're headed back to the hotel, it just seemed like the ladies are even more divided. So some time passed by, the ladies are all dressed, they're getting to their separate vehicles. This time in one vehicle, you have Wendy, Candace, Robyn, and Mia, then the rest of the ladies in the other. The tension in this car is thick, and I'm surprised Robyn even rode in this car, especially sitting next to Candace. So Robyn is definitely feeling some type of way. Wendy asks Robyn, does she feel different from brunch early in the day? And Robyn doesn't even want to engage in a conversation. She basically feels that it was implied that something that she said was the reason that Juan got fired, and she's very upset about that. So then Candace, she's very calmly saying that she doesn't think it's smart to discuss any legal matter. And she says her opinion that, you know, her talking about it, I think, didn't help. And then Robyn, she just cracks. This is the worst part of everything we've been going through. Candace is like, please don't cry because I don't have any tissue. Candace Diller, of all people, telling somebody not to cry. Girl, we've seen you the past 3 seasons with that long ass triangular tissue, and you telling somebody not to cry? So Robyn right now, like her face is red, like she's completely breaking down, crying. Y'all want to turn me into a fucking villain? I didn't do shit to none of y'all. So then, yeah, the credits are rolling, and that is where the episode ends. It ends on a to be continued, and we don't get a preview for next week. But I do think that in the next episode, this is where Robyn got out the car and sat on the side of the road. That's what I think that's still from, is from the like the season preview. Y'all remember that? I'm kind of confused why she's crying. Maybe she's just holding a lot in. Maybe she talked to Juan after that lunch they had and, you know, said what the ladies were talking about. And, you know, they got into it and it was just on her mind and now she's just breaking down. But yeah, I can't wait to check out next week. I mean, oh boy, this is a toxic ass show. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on the episode. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.